All right, can I go ahead and get a mic test, guys? If you guys are on Discord, let's go ahead and go to the one-on-one reviews. If I can figure out where the hell that's at. What's going on, guys? First off, let's go ahead and start off, guys. How was everyone's week? For those that are in Discord, or if you guys aren't in Discord, were you guys green on the week, or did you guys end up being red? I think with, yeah, we're live. I got to post something in the regular room real quick. All right, paper trading still, but red. That's coming from Jeremy and Devin. Week was poop. Yeah, this week actually kind of sucked. I mean, we've got a couple people here. We got one that says that, he had a, one second, I got to turn the volume down on this scanner. I probably should have had all this set up before I started. All right, so red due to today. That's over in our Discord. Paper trading, but still red. Journaling the trades has made an amazing difference. Include chart pictures too. Awesome, man. Yeah, it's all about. I mean, for those of you that have watched some of the previous videos or have been with me or some of the others in our group for quite some time, I mean, one of the things we push is that you don't know where you're going to go unless you know where you've been. So it's kind of basically looking back at the past to actually know what could happen in the future. So having a good grasp on trades that you've taken before and what's worked before and what hasn't is going to be incredibly beneficial for you guys. Discord has been a lifesaver. Awesome, man. All right. It's like Ed, it looks like you've done pretty good, man. Very positive week. I'll be real with you guys. Over the last couple months, I've been hitting my weekly goals. I've been hitting my my monthly goals, and then this week, I'm telling you, it's been, because I'll get a red day here and there, down a couple hundred or so, and not hit my daily goal. But I usually make up for it the next day, or throughout the rest of the week. But this week, man, I did not hit my daily goals or my weekly goals. I think I had one day where I actually hit my daily. But that's one thing I want to talk to you guys about, is setting goals for yourself. I mean, I know a lot of you guys are on PDT. A lot of you guys are on U-Stock because of that. And, setting yourself a daily goal or a daily target is going to set you guys up for success. So I think what I'm going to do here, yeah, I'll just go ahead and post it over here. All right. So let's say you have, what size accounts are most people with? Just 5K to 10K, 20K, 500K. Yeah, I was talking to one of the guys that we have in the room. He was all set up to do an account challenge, turning 25K into 25K or 30K into 100K and trying to do it by the end of the year. But having a lofty goal like that, one of the things that you guys can do instead is, let's say you have We'll just do a 5K account. Okay. Now, let's say you're on Ustock. What do you guys think your daily goal should be? If you're just a day trader, if you're just trying to make not saying that you're trying to get to 10K or 100K, just trying to get by week by week by week. All right. Seeing in the chat, we got 2K, 5K, 7K, 5K. Yeah, we'll stick with 5K. So let's say you got a 5K account. It's a little bit easier to actually do a higher percentage accounts compared to your account size. I mean, if you've got a 500K account, you're not going dollars into a single stock, so you're obviously not going to make 5, 10, 15% every day. But one of the things I'd shoot for, a lot of people say about 2.5%, 5%. I'd step that up. I'd try and do roughly 5% each day if you have an account at this size. So 5% on this would be what, 250? Okay, so got to make sure my math is going to be right and accurate. What do you guys have for your best day each week? For me, it's usually Monday. But regardless of whether it's Monday is your best week consistently, or Wednesday, Tuesday, Friday, I know someone in here is probably going to say Saturday because I don't lose anything. But whatever your goal is, let's say that it's let's do this with the 10K account, just because the math is going to be better. All right, so 10K account on Ustock trade. Okay, 500 is 5%. That's obviously, is that 5%? Yeah, my God. All right, so real quick, guys, I was gone the whole afternoon. For those that know me, I kind of have, I drive like a crappy Jeep. I got back from the Middle East, and a while back, over a year, and sold everything that I had basically, and just said, you know what, I just want something that's going to be a project that's going to give me purpose, and this thing is just nothing but issues. I ended up overheating while I was out, and I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm not going to trade today, and I'm just going to, normally I do all the work myself, but I really don't feel like it because it's starting to get cold out in Virginia, so I'm kind of like out of the stock mindset right now. But okay, going back to this, if your goal is $500, I would try and step that up and do 750 on your best day, and then basically round it down. Actually, 700. We'll do 700 on the best day. If you guys are in the Discord, you guys can read it easier in case it's there. So the goal is going to basically be 2,500 per week, right? And if we do 700 on the first day, I think it's going to be what, 450 for the others? All right. So let's say that Monday is your best day right here, okay? So let's say Monday, goal is 750. Tuesday through Friday. Oh my God. 450. Okay. Total. Sorry if I'm really typing horribly. Total 2,500 for this. Okay. Now, what I want you guys to do is set goals for yourself on a daily basis. I know everyone says, hey, in like the next 2 months, I want to double my account, or I want to, make 20% in this next week. Just set yourself a goal, stick to it for 2 weeks, make it consistent. So consistently get this $2,500 for 2 weeks, and then step it up to 3K or whatever you want to add it up to. So let's say on Monday, you only hit 650. So Tuesday, what you guys need to end up doing is to raise up the 450, another 100, and go for 550. Now, let's say that you go, no, that's not what I made. That's not my goal. This is, yeah. Thanks, Kevin. Okay, so thanks for the backup, guys. All right, so I'll just go ahead and stop typing. You guys, I'll just talk it out and make it a lot quicker and easier. All right, so let's say you do the 650, try and make it up the very next day. And basically every day you're trying to make that up. Now, once you hit your 650 on Monday, okay, let's just say you hit 650. What do you guys think that you should do after you hit the 650? And don't get so caught up with, whatever price that I'm giving, whether it's 5%, 10%, or if I'm saying that each day you guys need to do this. Whatever your goal is, set it for yourself and stick to it, okay? Hey Bob, you in YouTube with us now? All right, I'm just gonna assume he is. Okay. So whatever your goal, all right, cool, man. It probably looked really weird because I was sitting over here typing this stuff out, and you're like, "What the hell is this guy doing?" All right. So once you hit 650, what do you guys think you should do? Let's say that you luck out and your first trade of the day gets you right there, or first couple trades over the first hour, 2 hours of trading. A lot of people would probably say, "I'm going to stop for the day. I made my goal. I'm good to go. I don't want to give it all back." That's one option. Your second option is to go half sizes or quarter sizes and just try and get these little tiny bits. And what this is going to help, wait for the next best setup, exactly. So once you hit your 650 goal here, okay, after that, all right, I'm going to stop typing this shit out. All right. Yeah, basically play slower. You can play slower. There's a lot of different options, but one thing that I want to recommend is one of two things: either stop for the day or continue on and lower your share sizes, protect that capital, because what you need to look at is that is your money. That's 650, that 200, that 2,000, regardless of what your account size is, whatever your daily goal was, you guys need to make sure that at that point in time, your main goal is to protect that capital that you gained on the day. And once you get up to a certain amount, if you hit in the morning, be wary of lunchtime and give the patterns time to develop. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. If you guys go back on the previous videos, I talk about time of day, time of week, and how that can affect your trading. So we got a guy in the live chat saying 2% to 4% a day. Yeah, that's good. Devin from live chat, you're asking as your only source of income, or are you asking? I mean, how you worded it was as your only source of income. I'm just basically talking about whatever you're trading with. So if you've got a Ustock account or Thinkorswim account, whatever it may be, just set yourself a weekly goal and a daily goal. If you guys are under the pattern day trader rule, this still can apply. Have a weekly goal and 3-day trades. Try and make everything work for you. But definitely go off of that risk management that we've talked about in the past. All right, so I just wanted to go over that and say that, if you guys set yourself goals, if you, chart everything out each day, wait for clean setups. Once you hit your goals, do one of two things: either stop for the day or lower your share sizes. Because there's nothing worse than, going up 5% of your total account if you're under 10K, under 20K even. And then, I'll go over this in 2 seconds. But there's nothing worse than, jumping in, being up, $500 or whatever it is, and, up to your daily goal, and then having one trade rob it completely. There's nothing worse than that. So, that's why I say once you hit your daily goal, guys, your main goal should be to grind from there. Don't hold as long on anything, unless it's a solid setup and you really think that that's a market trend it's going to run. But, take your base hits. Don't get that mindset of trying to make, a whole bunch in one trade, because you could easily lose it all if you're playing some of these pennies as low floats. All right, so going over to this question here from FFC8X, Rob, is your trading my only source of income? Yes. I do this full time. I do have another source of income, but it's really just gas money. I'm in the Army National Guard for like the last 12 or 13 years. So you do the little weekend warrior thing, 1 week in a month. Go play soldier and then, deploy whenever they call you up. But no, I've been doing it full time since I think about July of 2017. Before that, it is just, I was not seriously into it. Thanks, man. I was not, I wasn't fully committed. And I could talk to you guys about, right whenever I first started, jumping up, having huge gains right in the beginning, and then then you like everyone gets you you start off great, and then after that everything just goes downhill. Yeah, I was a private at one point in time. That was a long time ago. Oh man. Did I have a mentor, or did you learn yourself via self-made mistakes, which is how I've done? It takes much longer. It does take a long time. Yeah, I kind of got around on the Discord, stock, twits, but I mean, what I found the most beneficial for me, especially after getting that, what's the word for it? You kind of get caught up in your ability to think, oh man, I'm a god at this, because my first week was great, and then my second week sucked. Um, so yeah, everyone starts off strong, and then they end up having that rectifying period where you lose a whole bunch of money, and then it's like, okay, is this something I really want to do? I really got to buckle down, and I really got to learn. So the thing that helped me the most was going on YouTube, watching videos, trying to find a strategy, and then just looking for patterns, and looking for something that I could spot, that set me apart from everybody else, and once you find your strategy, which we talked about in the previous videos, once you find your strategy, stick to that shit. I mean, it's if you can consistently make 1% of your account a day, just 1%. I mean, you can compound that. And oh my god, I hate being ADD. I see someone type here, I automatically look at it and completely forget. Yeah. So, I mean, if you make 1% of your account a day, I mean, you could easily compound that over, a set amount of time and just, I mean, retire early. But, any recommended YouTube channels? I just recommend I like Ascend Trading. Ascend Trading has some good information. The guys from Atlas Trading, obviously, we're kind of awesome. So, that's my, it depends on what kind of trading you want to be. If you want to get into options or shorting or futures, forex, penny stocks, mid caps, large caps, sure. I mean, whatever it is, just search around until you find someone that talks and makes sense. That's the biggest thing, because in the beginning, the verbiage that people throw out, like VWAP or RSI or CCI, or a whole bunch of abbreviations and acronyms and stuff that go, if you don't understand what's going on and what they're saying, you're basically setting yourself up for failure. So learn about how to all the verbiage, learn about all these indicators, and then find somebody that can actually, I guess, Barney style it for you, and just whatever. It's just search it around. I mean, eventually you're going to find something that makes sense to you, and you're going to be able to put that into your trading style, and then from there you're going to be able to develop your strategy and actually go up. Yep, there's a resources terminology. All right, so real quick, because I really don't want to be. My last couple of videos have been, like really really long. So I'm trying to do this one in under 30 minutes, which would only give us about another 10 minutes. So I missed out on some of the stuff that happened today in the back half of the afternoon. In the morning, we caught some of the shippers. We caught some of the other stuff that was going on. I don't know who it was that called KIQ in the morning. I did not jump in on this, but whoever did, this was a big move. And I remember it was called again right here at 63 by someone else. And whoever called that, I looked at it and I was like, man, I don't know. It's risky. Ended up shooting right back up to 80s. So whoever was on this, you guys, freaking amazing call. It might have been a Zach attack, Zach Morris. But a lot of these pennies were ended up running up today. One of the trades I got in today was GLBS. I ended up getting in it, I think at 618. We ran up to 672. This was because PXS ended up getting that momentum and that volume. Now, in the morning, we were talking about GSL and Dries. Not Dries, eDry. Both of these had catalysts, as you guys can see down here. This one, I think 97 cents is whenever I was calling it, and where we ended up setting up this little ascending triangle right here. Oh, that was the second one where I was calling it. Where were we at? Time of day. somewhere right around in here. Ended up calling it, saying, worth watching for a dollar break. It's a shipper with news. Obviously, the other shippers are on watch. Called PXS. Where did we call this? Like right under, I think I called it like $1.96, and plenty of. And I say that I called this. I'm not trying to undermine anybody else, because I'm not the first person every single time. Our Discord room here is full of people that are just as good or better. Shit, where'd it go? But anyway, so yeah, I say that where I call that just because that's where I saw it. But there's obviously, I can guarantee someone else was before me. No, I scaled out of GLBS. Someone's asking me on Kevin. You're asking me about whether I stayed in GLBS or not. I did not. I ended up scaling out, and I didn't take a loss on any of it. I think I scaled over 645, and then I scaled again as it was coming back down, just because I started seeing some weakness in some of the other shippers. I think I had posted up in the room something about scaling out. I was kind of hoping that they would have moved, because I really wanted to go long, especially with how PXS moved. I mean, just ridiculous. We called it somewhere. Whoops. Somewhere down here. I don't know. So anyways, what else do we got? I just noticed I got $31 in this account. I have not used my Thinkorswim or TDA for anything in months. I just wanted to point that out there, because this is really, really bad. So anyways, where was I at? Let's talk about shippers. We also could talk about these reverse split ones real quick. Acre, RSLS. Yesterday, we'll go to the 5-day here. All right. So one of the things that I want to notate to you guys, and this almost always happens, it's not 100%, but you guys can basically just look at these reverse splits. The day that they go into the split, the morning of, they get some action in pre-market, they end up coming right back down. Wait for them to base out. You can usually get a pop on them. Where was this one? I think Acre. Where did we get this one at? From like under 2 to almost 250. RSLS, this one is a little bit different because it ended up getting a catalyst also, which caused it to actually jump up. But one of the things I want to notate, I guess, is just on the day of a reverse split, just understand that there's usually a pop. So a lot of people, I see you guys in the room that are talking about purchasing some of these in the middle of pre-market. And one of the things I really want to caution you guys on this, just because it's a different market than it was the last year, the year before. What you got to look at is they don't usually hold gains through pre-market. You're going to end up seeing a dip. Oh my God. All right. And there's such little volume, but it can be profitable if you guys end up catching the bottom right before, so that grabs a hold of it and they actually start moving. Okay, so thoughts on NVLN. Oh man. All right, so NVLN, if you guys been with strategy sessions before we hit up YouTube, one of the things I don't like touching is a stock that was down here, one up here, and it's up in this range, because what do I look at, and what a lot of traders look at? They look at the fact that it's a 70-cent stock. Even though, I think if you go back on it, 137 to $1, somewhere in that range, it's not too terrible. And you do have this part right here. That's what a lot of people are looking at. So you're looking at 292 potential. One of the things that I do like about it, though, is the volume that's been coming in on it. Just go over the 5-day. Obviously, someone in the room called this. Multiple people were calling this, and I didn't touch it after it got to a certain point, and I missed out big time. So question on it. Let me drag this over here. All right, so shorts hammered it today at the same levels as yesterday. No, they don't hold gains. RGLS pop PM and then pooped itself after the bell. I just looked at the prior day high and low. Now, one of the things I want to go over with something like NVLN, look at the 5-day. Just look at the past, okay? Look at different stocks that we've had in the past. How long did they run for? Usually it's 2-3 days max, and then they start coming down. So unless we get a catalyst, I know you got the 13D, some other things that are coming up in here with the earnings and whatnot. It's going to be completely up to the market. Now they're going to have 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, where it's going to kind of just be put on the back burner, and then Monday's going to come around and there's going to be a whole bunch of news out and a whole bunch of other stocks. So this one, in my opinion, probably won't get the attention. It's probably going to grind right back down, closer to $1.20, back down to $1. I could be wrong on this. I'm just looking at the trader psychology aspect of this. We'll see what happens with it, because once you get up in this level where you don't have a ton of resistance, over here we're looking at just a grind down from September 19th to October 8th. So, just under, 20 to 30 days, somewhere in that range before it actually started to bounce. It's been nothing but a down churning piece of shit kind of stock, and then ended up getting that that low and then popping. So if the past comes back, it might just keep on grinding down. If it gets a catalyst, you get another pop, you go over 2, but I wouldn't expect it to hold the gains. So that'd be my opinion of it. Did 11 trades on it today and 16 yesterday. Loved it. Dude, that's what it's all about. Like this guy right here. Bring that over. It's not over trading. How many of those were green though? Were they all green? Typing. Only $31. What a phony. Screw you, Devin. It's funny because I've been doing like only one trade. Was that the last one that you did? Fucked up in the end. I'm assuming it's the last one. Okay, so let's say your goal from here on out is only to do 10 trades. Oh, man. Now, question. Where'd this go? And are you bag holding? Oh, no. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Got to be careful. Got lucky. D-bag I am. Yeah. Okay, so you did 10 green trades on it, okay? You're not bag holding it, or you're not a D-bag? I'm sorry. Sold in the spike this morning. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and try and make a point here. If you can do this, if you can do 10 trades, 8 trades, 5 trades, and be green on each one of them, you got to know eventually it is going to turn south on you, and you might end up taking a loss. So as you're doing this, as you're getting to 5 trades, all green, and then 6 trades, 7 trade, you need to be lowering the amount, position size that you're going in on these. And it is literally whatever gains you get. You got 5 green trades on something, and you just made $50 or $5,000 or $500 or whatever it is. Protect that shit, guys. Like, honestly, that's literally what you got to do. You want to know what my first trade of the day was? It was an extremely risky trade. I did AWX. I literally got in on the first one of the first candles. I think that as we went down, yeah, I think it was right here. I think it opened up like in the 450s, ended up going down to 440s. I got filled 446 or 440. I don't remember where I got. Somewhere in the low 440s, and ended up selling, way up top in the 470s. And that was my first trade of the day. I knew this thing was going to end up going down. I didn't alert anybody because it was far too risky. If you look at the multi-day here, this did all the work after hours yesterday. Hold on, is this? Yeah. So I think it was an ER. It was just a high volume, lower float. It was just one of those little dip buy plays for a quick bounce and then get out. that's my first trade. So what do I do after that? After I put 2,000 shares and I sell for 25 or 24 cents or whatever it is, like my main goal is to protect that $400 or $500 that I'm up. And so for the rest of the day, that's what you guys have to do. If you start off green, work on protecting your capital. If you start off in the red, grind back up until you actually get green. And what I mean by grind back up is, don't concentrate on trying to. Here's the other thing. Okay, so let's say that you guys. Oh, really? Wouldn't? Send a message to Use Stock Trade in their help center or whatever it is. Include the limit order that you guys had. But if you did it in the last 30 seconds, they're just going to tell you some bullshit about like, oh, well, in the last 30 seconds, it doesn't always execute. But if you tried to sell, at 358 and it didn't fill, then you can actually have them execute that trade at that price. But you need to do that pretty much right now. Otherwise, they're going to say, okay, well, you just watch the price action. Yeah. If it's within the last minute, you're not going to get it back. But if it's, 358 and 350 to 358, you should be good. Just send them a message, include the order number, and they'll work with you. But you've got to do it like really quick. Otherwise, they're going to say, well, you're looking at after hours where it got news and now it tanked. That's why you want out. So the quicker you are on it, the better it's going to be. Okay. But the last thing I want to go over, guys and girls, is the shit. What was I talking about a minute ago? Oh, okay. So whenever you're red on the day, okay. So let's say your first trade, you're down. I'm just going to stick with 500. Okay. Let's say you're down 500. You've got a 15K account. That's a good amount of your percentage wise that you just went down on a trade from bag holding, from whatever it may have been, from a swing that went south, from, holding too long on whatever it is. So whatever the reason is, you're down $500. Here's where you have to take the emotions out of trading. Here's where you have to set yourself a game plan and change everything, change the course of everything that you're in. You need to make sure that you don't get the mindset. Let's say you jump into a stock here, okay, and it's up 2 cents. Okay, you have 1,000 shares, or let's say you got 3,000 shares of it. So you're up $60 on it. You think that it has potential to go another 2 or 3, 4 or 5 cents or more than that, whatever it is. Get it out of your mind what you think it's going to do. If you're up on something and you're red on the day, your main goal is to just base it until you get back, grind, scalp, whatever you got to do. Don't get that mindset of the what ifs, because what if it comes right back down? You just missed out on $60 that you could have gotten and ended up taking a $120 loss or whatever it may be. So basically that's the mindset that I know a lot of traders get into, is that whenever they're red on the day, they want to make it all back in one trade. So they load up their share sizes and they try and make it all back in one trade. But don't get in that mindset. Like, take your pennies, take whatever you got to do. Make sure you go red to the green. That's your goal, is to always maintain that green status or break even status. If you do that every single day, you're going to be gold. So any last minute questions about any tickers? I'm looking at live chat. I'm also looking at the Discord. I'm headed out of town to go see the family again. We're building an extension on the house, so I'll be leaving here soon. It's gonna be my quickest video ever. This is awesome. Neil, he's saying guilty. Dude, I get in that mindset too. And honestly, once you start realizing what your own flaws are and what your own faults are, dude, I'm telling you, you will be able to you'll be able to do this full time. I promise you. If you guys get in this mindset of finding out what your failures are and what your flaws are and learning from them, you're just going to go up from there. Any early watch list? Someone's asking. Holding anything over the weekend? I think shippers will be strong next week. Okay. Shippers. Shippers. Okay. We've talked about shippers, and I've talked about it in the room also. I feel that they had potential to do great things, and I feel that the impatience of a lot of newer traders and a lot of chat rooms ended up ruining that. And what I mean by that is take a look at PXS. And I was saying this right before November hit, because if you guys look at the first video I had, we were looking at, I was bullish on this, on all these, and the very next day they ended up moving up. And then I think I made a video either the next week or the week after, and I would change my stance on it to where I was playing devil's advocate because going into November 1st, which is right here, you're looking at $2.30, over $2. But here's the thing. These things had already moved up over 100%, 150%. And so going into November, if you guys look back at last year, yeah, they get these little precursor runs. We saw ESEA doing this. Where it jumped up to 387. It didn't hold any of those gains pre-market, ended up coming back down under in the twos. But no, you're looking at all these different things that if people would have just stopped calling shipper mania every freaking day, and it was frustrating because I'm sitting in there. I gave you guys, like these are the dip buy ranges. This is what you guys want to look for. And half of them never came back down because it was every day or every other day. People were over here calling out the, shipper mania. They'd go up 10 fucking cents. Sorry, I think YouTube's going to do something if I keep cussing. But they'd go up 10 cents and someone would call it shipper mania. And I'm like, that's not a shipper mania, guys. Like, cool, you got a 10-cent pop over in PXS. So let's go move over to GLBS and make 5 cents. Let's go over to, ESEA and make 2 cents. And it just trickles down less and less each time. That's not a shipper mania. And so not giving these stocks the ability to grind back down and to get back towards, under 150 or 120, somewhere in that range near the low, it wasn't given that opportunity for these things to actually run. So even with the catalyst that, you end up with GSL getting a catalyst and eDry getting a catalyst, or the 13G in tops, or, any of these things that come up. And honestly, that's why I think these shippers are not going to have the runs. And it's because of the impatience of traders and because people calling these things every single day. Let this shit play out. Like, it was ridiculous. So anyways, that's my thought on the shippers. Going back, PXS $750. I don't actually have a watch list. One thing that I stopped doing, and I think it's been beneficial for me in a lot of aspects, I'm literally playing day to day. So, in the past, I would give watch lists, and I do a watch list in the morning, and I still do the watch list in the morning here and there. I jump up on voice. I do a little 2-minute blurb about, okay, pre-market. We got about 15 minutes till market opens, but here's what I'm looking at. These are the ranges I'm looking at, and then I type it out afterwards. So I do that, but in the past I would have like a weekend watch list, or the night before I'd post a watch list, or these are the things I'm looking at. This is a channel play, but just sticking into the day to day and going from week to week also. So let's say that I notice that there's a pattern in these bio and pharma stocks. I will continue to look at the bio pharma stocks. These things have been going daily for months now. Like AGRX, TTMP, TNXP, AMPE, ABio, MTNB. Shit, we had MTNB last week. We called it out. I'm swinging this one from the low 70s. And if you guys look at this, it was a golden cross. And it hit 115 today. Yeah, and it's literally just watching these channels. And this was my go-to channel play day in, day out. You could sit here and trade it, between 71 to 75 cents. And you could just trade this thing all day long. You find a channel play like that where it was just doing this over and over and over again every single day. And it would open up 77, 79 if you guys overnighted it. And you could easily just sell right there, buy back in at the low 70s. Then it went for a golden cross. It did. And then over a period of a couple of days, it ends up going over $1. But you guys got to look at these bio stocks and these sub-dollar pennies, because, they're freaking money. Like all day, every day. If you end up catching the bottom on one of them, you could just sit on it. And after an hour or two, you're up 5-10%. Yeah, Kevin, you're making a good point on live chat. Too many bag holders on the popular shippers like D6 Tops, so I don't think they'll run. Also, Tops ended up having a couple of offerings, even though they're closed. I mean, it's yeah, but they're up way too damn much. Yeah, bonds market will be closed Monday for Veterans Day. How will that affect the market on Monday? When was the last time? What didn't we have the bonds market closed before a couple weeks back? I don't remember what holiday it was. Anyways, it lowered the volume in the market. You know, there was a lot of things that weren't really playing out. So going into Monday, one thing that I'd say for Veterans Day, reminds me, I had to go to like Applebee's and all those other places to get free wings. Play the news place on Monday. Play the stuff that actually has the volume, and whether it affects it or not, you're going to be able to notice. I mean, if you're looking at this pre-market scanner that we have, yeah, if you're looking over here and you're seeing, 63,000 volume. I mean, this is after hours, but let's say that like the most volume that you see in one of these tickers is going to be like 100,000, and everything else is like 5,000. It's probably going to be a bad day. So if shippers don't meet expectations this year, they'll probably run harder next year. Who knows? One of the things crypto stocks. If you guys remember last year, end of November, December, January, crypto stocks were ridiculous. Start looking at Bitcoin and chart out where you think it might go. And if it starts breaking these certain resistance levels, it might get that crypto sympathy. We had one of our guys in the room, AC Slater, was mentioning that the other day. It does make a lot of sense. I was thinking about that too, but I was like, nah, people are looking at shippers, are looking at the last 2 years and saying, oh man, shippers ran, they're going to run this year. So they're going to look back and see crypto stocks. They're like, man, crypto stocks, they went freaking ridiculous last year. So, they're going to go this year. Just look at those other things, like market trends from last year could actually carry over. So, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and call this, close up the video here, guys. We're, I don't know, how long has it been? 40 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that. So, yeah, I won't be here next weekend. I'll be out with the Army, but what we're going to try and do, because we have a video requests channel. Okay. Now, I know somebody was saying something about how record a trading session, going over Thinkorswim studies and options. These were like not the top three, but the last three that were on there. Also hotkeys. So there's a couple things, but if you guys just go right over here, it's under education, down at the very, very bottom. Click on video requests, ASMR. I hate you, man. But yeah, just go ahead and check that out. And if you guys want some requests on the videos, we've got our mod rooms. I'll be sure to send out some messages to people and see if they want to create some videos, and then we'll post it up in the Atlas YouTube. So, yeah, have a great weekend, guys. For all the veterans out there, thanks for your service. Veterans Day's coming up. Make sure you go to Applebee's and all those other places, get that free food. And I will see you guys next week.